terrorists, and terror states do not reveal these threats with fair notice in formal declarations. And responding to such enemies only after they have struck first is not self-defense, it is suicide. The security of the world requires disarming Saddam Hussein now.
On March 19th, 2003, a coalition led by the United States launched Operation Iraqi Freedom, which was a full-scale invasion of Iraq. The intent of the invasion was to topple the regime of Saddam Hussein. The military campaign quickly overran Iraqi forces, and on the 9th of April 2003, the capital city of Baghdad fell. At the head of the push into Baghdad, which was nicknamed the Thunder Run, was the U.S. 3rd Infantry Division. And as soldiers of the 3rd Infantry Division made their way into Baghdad, well, some of them ended up walking away with some of the personal possessions of Saddam Hussein.
If you've been to the Gettysburg Museum of History, you've probably noticed that we don't have a lot of artifacts from more modern conflicts, such as the global war on terror or Vietnam. And in the new museum that we're planning, we are going to include all American conflicts. And so we've been trying to get some artifacts from those various conflicts, and so we want to showcase some items that we don't have on display yet, but they will be in the future museum next door. So a while back, I had the opportunity to get one of Saddam Hussein's uniforms. And, I kind of think of this as the ultimate war trophy from that conflict. Because I always think about the American soldier who brought home one of Hitler's uniform in World War II. And to me, that's the ultimate war trophy from World War II that an American soldier could bring home. So the ultimate war trophy from Operation Iraqi Freedom was Saddam Hussein's uniform. Many years ago, I had the opportunity to buy one, and it came from the same hoard that this did. These were taken out of one of his residents by a bunch of guys in the 3rd Infantry Division, and several of them got out. There's a few of them in different museums. So the one a few years ago, I did not buy that. I thought it was a little overpriced. The provenance was there. Everything was great. But I knew who did buy it, and I talked to him about it. And more recently, this particular person is a veteran from that war also. He bought a second one that was for resale, and he had me in mind, and so I ended up buying this. And you may notice there's a piece of paper here that's covering part of it, and that is because this particular Saddam Hussein uniform was brought back by this guy who was in the 3rd Infantry Division, and he had his name and his email in this display. Now this was his display at his home. He framed it like this, we did not. But we decided to keep it like that, at least for now. We may end up putting it on like a mannequin in the new museum, but I kind of liked it. You know, he also put his Bronze Star Medal in there too. But all the ones that I've seen that are authentic, that came out of there, were from guys in the 3rd Infantry Division. And they're finely tailored. This is made of the best material. I mean, it just looks like a plain green shirt, but it's actually very high quality. It has the Saddam Hussein rank there. He was the only one that had that rank. It was a special rank created just for him. And not too long after they got into Iraq, they put a stop on taking home war trophies. A lot of people, I've posted this once or twice on social media, and people say, oh, I wasn't allowed to bring anything home. Well, that's true, because not too long after they first got in, you know, some stuff did get out, some Iraqi helmets and things like that, but there was a kind of a scandal that happened. Some of the guys that got into Saddam's palace took home some gold-plated AK-47 rifles, and they were, of course, automatic, rifles, and they were subject to the National Firearms Act, and so there was a big scandal about that. So they just put the kibosh on all war trophies for the most part. Now, a few things got snuck out, but it wasn't like World War II where you could just bring home captured military items from the enemy. But we're really happy to get this. I mean, it's an amazing piece. I think it's the ultimate war trophy from that conflict. And again, most of the authentic ones, I don't know how many there are. In my research, I found at least 3 or 4 in other museums, but they all seem to come from 3rd Infantry Division American soldiers, such as this guy right here.
In addition to Saddam Hussein's uniform, here's something else that has been added to the collection here at the Gettysburg Museum of History, and it's kind of interesting. This is an Iraqi Fedayeen helmet. Fedayeen stands for, it's Arabic for men of sacrifice. The Fedayeen was established in 1995. They were designed to protect Saddam Hussein and the Ba'athist regime. And at the time of the 2003 invasion, well, there were about 30 to 40,000 of these guys who were in Iraq and were causing some problems, to be quite honest. Now, you'll notice that the design of the helmet is kind of familiar. Maybe looks like a certain Sith Lord from Star Wars. Yes, this helmet is designed to look like Darth Vader's helmet. Saddam Hussein's son, Uday Hussein, was a big fan of Star Wars, and he got to design the helmet and made it to look like Darth Vader's helmet. Here's also a little souvenir item. So a lot of guys who were over there in Iraq would bring back money that had Saddam Hussein's likeness on it. But this one right here is definitely unique. All right, well, there you go. Those are a few items that were brought back from Iraq after Operation Iraqi Freedom. As far as rarity, I think there's a reasonable argument to be made that bring back items from Iraq are probably more rare than bring back items from Japan or Germany during World War II, just because of how strict the U.S. military became on bringing some of these war trophies and souvenirs home, which, in my opinion, is kind of a shame. But anyway, you can come right here to the Gettysburg Museum of History and see those things for yourself.